Why have we lost 4-3 when we've been 2-0 up? Why have we lost that game? Now, people might say, oh, we had 10 men and the penalties were dodgy. Our penalty was dodgy too. It was well deserved. I thought I was going to do a match reaction rating the players when they went 3-2 ahead. I thought to myself, do you know what? Congratulations. But no, they bottle it again. No, we have the same weak mentality as always. People talk about, now first of all, I want to talk about Marcus Rashford, okay? I was watching him before he got sent off, and all the players were in sync. That before he got sent off, we were playing better than we usually play. I'm not saying we were playing great, but we were playing a lot better than we normally play. And the Rashford was the only player that was doing some weird, giving the ball away and not being cohesive and being a team player. And I saw Rashford being very frustrated that he was not in sync. He shouldn't have even been on the pitch because he's been playing poor. He hasn't scored a goal. He's been forced in by Ten Hag. Okay, he could have played Palestri there, but people might say Rashford or Palestri. How can you play Palestri? But he could have played Palestri. And I guarantee Palestri would have done a way better performance and not would have fouled like that. Rashford was frustrated that he was out of sync with the team, and then he decided to hack that player's ankle for no reason. I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, I don't care. I do not care if you don't believe me. That's what happened. Factually. But we was 2-0 ahead. We was 2-0 ahead. The first thing he should have done when Rashford got sent off is bring on Amrabat. That's the first thing I would have done for Eriksen. Straight away. I don't care. Straight away, I would have made that change immediately and played McTominay and Amrabat in the midfield and gave legs. 2-2 at halftime is the reason why we lost that game. We gave them so much. So much. You know, you see when teams go 10 men, they just look hard to beat. We just look easy to get penetrated like a roasty man in a brothel. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We have a stupid mentality. We continue to do this under Ten Hag. I am not a Ten Hag fan, even close to being a Ten Hag fan. The managing of the game was poor. The players couldn't manage the game. I don't blame Ten Hag for the lack of management of the players managing the game because there's not a lot that Ten Hag can do. But Bruno Fernandes tried. McTominay tried. A few good players. There was a few decent performances in there. Højlund, obviously. But the problem is that we think that we're good. Those players think that they're good. And they can't even handle playing against Copenhagen. Okay? Like, this wasn't, 10 men against, Newcastle or... Like, I'm not talking about the best team, like Borussia Dortmund, or like Leipzig or someone like that. Yeah, this is 10 men against Copenhagen. You're 2-0 ahead and you lose the game. No, I'm sorry. I think you can get 10 men and you get sent off, and it can be hard. Don't get me wrong. But you were 2-0 up, and then you got the 3-2. Then you decided to completely bottle it, and you couldn't handle the pressure. You couldn't handle it. The way that Copenhagen were putting pressure on us, we couldn't handle it. We are not built to handle things. And you know what the problem is? I'll tell you the original problem is that Ten Hag, yeah, this is the original problem. And this is why the buck always stops with the manager. Ten Hag rates Delo. Ten Hag rates Maguire. Ten Hag rates McTominay. Ten Hag rates Rashford. Ten Hag rates Bruno. Ten Hag rates even, Wan-Bissaka to a degree. He rates Eriksen. He brought him in. He rates Mount. Why have you spent money on Mount? Why have you wasted cash on Mount? Mount is a waste of money. You've wasted cash on Mount. Why? What is Mount gonna do in our team that's gonna improve us? I knew he's not gonna do nothing. I think all Man United fans, I think 90% of Man United fans knew Mount wasn't a good signing. And you're the manager who selected Mount. This guy, this game is an epitome of Ten Hag. In the beginning, shows promise. in the middle, looks a bit weak, and in the end, collapses. This is Ten Hag. This is Ten Hag's Man United career. He looked good, then you saw a few weaknesses, then now it's a complete collapse. We're losing game after game. We're only beating rubbish, average teams. Yeah, who did we beat? Fulham, average, played rubbish. Like we can't beat decent. We cannot beat decent teams. The win against Copenhagen was just a Maguire header. We can't beat decent teams. We cannot. I'm not talking about good teams. We can't beat decent teams. Why is this guy still here? Why is everyone backing him? Why are people talking about, oh, you need to support the manager when he's a rubbish manager? How can I support rubbish? Why don't you support shit? Why don't you pick up shit from the floor and eat it? How about that? How about you do that? Because that's what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to eat shit. I will not eat shit and support the manager. He's not a good manager. We are bottom of the group with Copenhagen and Galatasaray. How can you say this guy's good? How can anybody rate this guy? Any Man United fan who talks about back Ten Hag and behind Ten Hag, you are a fool. You are a fool. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. You back shit. You back him because you don't want to say Ten Hag out. Because you don't want to have to suffer. Because you don't want to accept the reality of the football, that the fact that I wanted Ten Hag. I was the biggest fan of Ten Hag. I was Ten Hag from 2019, trying to get Ten Hag to replace Ollie, to get him as the full-time manager instead of Ollie when Ollie was interim. I was on Ten Hag then. And it was a big mistake. We can all make mistakes. We can all accept that we don't know everything, because we don't. But to continue to back a man who buys Mount, who buys Anthony, who the players clearly don't respect, I'm sorry, who continue to play Rashford when he's the poorest player on the pitch by a distance, and says he will not bench him, and says he will continue to play him. To make Bruno captain when he's the least captain in the team, when he's a woman in the team. It's shocking. Everything he does is shocking. And, you know, we don't deserve to be in the Champions League. We don't deserve to be in Europa League. We need to be taken out of Europe, like physically removed, like how you remove someone from a house, like physically removed from Europe and been told you are banned until you sort yourself out. That's what we need to be done. That's what we need to be told, because we are a mess. We are a mess. The Sir Jim Radcliffe thing, he's not gonna, that to Jim, he is not having the club at 25% until the summer. So we're going to have another wasted season with Ten Hag wasting time. Ten Hag's going to get sacked, everyone. Just so you know, just so everybody understands, Ten Hag will get sacked. 100%. There is no doubt about it. I will bet my house on it. I will bet my house on it. He will get sacked. I swear to you. Anyone want to take that bet? I'll do that. Because you all know he's getting sacked. You all know it. But you just don't want to say he's rubbish. Why? I have no idea. I don't know if you guys are completely delusional or you're just stubborn. But he's rubbish. He's a rubbish manager. He's clearly lost the players. He has no tactics. Has no style of play. And in-game management is rubbish. I mean, he's rubbish at everything. His man management, everything is rubbish that he does. Favoritism is rubbish. Everything he does is rubbish. But you want me to back him. And you wonder why we're bottom of the group. You wonder why we're 8th in the table. You wonder why. You wonder. What, because of last season? Oh, but he had a good season last season. Last season, we finished third and won the League Cup. And played nobody in League Cup. And finished third because we didn't lose at home. We had a good home record. But we lost every game to the big club away. Yeah, that's really good. I analysed it properly. I said our away record is shocking. And I said to him, either if we improve our away record, we'll do better, or we're not. And we can't win away from home. We can't go to Galatasaray and win. We can't win. We cannot beat Bayern Munich at home. We are finished. We are out of the Champions League, guys. We are out of the Champions League. It's done. It's done.